Welcome to ZICA Academy YouTube channel. In this session of ZICA Academy tutorial, I want to examine profit and loss based on sales, business mathematics. If you are coming across my lecture for the first time, please like the video and also share it with others. If you are a returning subscriber, I say thank you for being part of this channel. So, what do we mean by profit? Profit. Profit is the amount gained for selling an item more than its cost price. Amount gained for selling an item more than its cost price. That means profit equal to selling price. Selling price minus cost price. Or you can say sales value less cost price. When an item is sold higher than its did cost, then you have a profit. If you purchase this marker for 100 naira and you did sell it for 150 naira, if it is sold for 150 naira, it costs you 100 naira. That is, it was bought for 100 naira. That means you have a profit of 50 naira on the marker. So you have a profit, the amount of gain you have. When you sell an item more than it costs you, then you have what is called profit. Then what do we buy? We want to explain, then we want to explain the selling price. Selling price. I will explain profit. Selling price. Selling price is the amount at which an item is sold. When you sell an item, the amount you sell it, the amount you realize from the sale of that item is called the selling price. The amount at which an item is sold, that is the selling price. Take note of that. Then cost price. Cost price. Cost price is the purchase price of an item. The purchase price. Purchase price. That is the amount at which an item were bought. Buy price. When you buy an item, the amount you pay for the purchase of that item is said to be the cost price of the item. Please take note of that. This cost price will be divided into two. We have the fixed cost. Fixed cost. Those costs that doesn't change as the activity changes. So they remain constant. Irrespective of the level of activity, they remain constant. Then those that change with the activity, we call them variable cost. Variable cost. That means the cost price of an item, cost price, will be equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. The fixed cost plus variable cost will give us what is called the cost price of an item. On the other hand, we have loss. Loss. Loss is the amount incurred by selling an item lesser than its cost. So when you sell an item lesser than the cost price, lower than the cost price of that item, then that means loss is incurred. So loss, if you buy an item for 500, this is cost price, and this item is sold for 450 naira. That means the selling price of that item is lower than the cost price. Then you have loss, which is 500 minus 450. So we have a loss of 50 naira. Please take note of this. So when this is the amount incurred by the seller for selling an item less than its cost price. That is loss. Then we have percentage profit. Percentage profit. Percentage profit will be equal to profit over cost price times 100 over 1. Profit over cost price times 100 over 1. Or you can say, profit equal to selling price. So that means percentage profit equal to selling price minus cost price over cost price times 100 over 1. SP minus CP over CP. So if you take your selling price to be SP, your cost price to be CP, then it's cost price CP. Then that means you'll be having SP minus CP over CP. So the denominator is always cost price. You can never have selling price in the denominator. If you put selling price in the denominator, then your solution will be wrong. Please take note of that. You either make use of this. Selling price minus cost price is profit. We say profit is selling price minus cost price. That is profit. Percentage loss equal to loss over cost price times 100. Percentage profit, the denominator is cost price. So for loss, denominator will still be cost price. So, or you can put percentage loss equals to cost price minus selling price. Remember, I've told you the cost price will be greater than the selling price where you have a loss over cost price times 100 over 1. This is percentage loss. Please take note of that. In some cases, they might give you the cost price, the question might give you the profit in percentage, and you may be asked to find the selling price. Where percentage profit is given, and selling price is required. Remember, selling price equals to cost price plus profit. The cost price plus profit will give you the selling price. So in that case, cost price is always 100%. Take note of that. Cost price is always 100%. The percentage profit will be given in the question. Let's have that to be X%, since we didn't know it here. So, meaning that by the time you add this and this, it will give you the selling price. That means the selling price equal to 100 plus X%. The addition of this, of the cost plus profit, gives us the selling price. Therefore, selling price now, the selling price we want to calculate. So it will now be 100 plus X, which is our selling price, over cost price. Denominator will always be cost price. In this formula, and the percentage profit I've given, denominator is cost price. So over cost price, which is this, times cost price given in the question. This will give you the selling price required. Take note of that. So that means where this is 2%, then you have 102% over 100 times cost price. That will give you the selling price. Where the percentage loss is given, where percentage loss is given, and selling price is required. Remember, selling price. Please, I want you to watch this video to the end. So examples, the related examples were provided. 3 different examples were solved in this video. So selling price equal to cost price minus percentage loss, minus loss. Cost price minus loss. So it is a loss if the cost price is greater than the selling price. So for you to equate the left hand to the right hand, we have to subtract loss from cost price in order to get the selling price. So, and remember, selling price is what is required. I've told you cost price is always 100%. minus, if this is x percent. That is to show that the selling price is 100 minus x percent. Let us assume this is 2%. That means we have 100 minus 2. That is 98%. So to calculate the selling price now, selling price equals to what you have here as your percentage selling price over denominator will be cost price, which is 100%, times multiply by cost price. This will give you the required selling price. Example 1. A petty trader bought an article for 1,500 naira and sold it for 1,800 naira. Calculate the trader's profit or loss percent. Example 2. A fruit seller bought 5 baskets of oranges at 1,200 naira per basket and sold them for 1,100 naira per basket. Calculate the percentage loss incurred by the fruit seller. Example 3. A motor spare parts dealer buys a cooling fan for 12,000 naira and sells it at a loss of 7.5%. What is the selling price of the cooling fan? Solution. You were told a petty trader bought an article for 1,500 naira and sold it for 1,800 naira. Calculate the trader's profit or loss percent. Remember, I've told you, I said profit is profit. We have selling price minus cost price, or sales value minus cost price. This article, you were told a petty trader bought an article for 1,500 naira. Remember, I've told you the cost price is the amount at which an item is bought, or the amount at which an item were bought. The item cost 1,500 since it was purchased for 1,500 and sold it for 1,800. The selling price is 1,800. So if you have the selling price to be 1,800 minus how much is the cost price? 1,500. That means this item will give you a profit. We have profit of 1,800 minus 1,500. That will be 300 naira. So you have a profit of 300 naira. You are to calculate the trader's profit or loss percent. Remember, I've told you percentage profit. I said it's equal to profit over cost price. Cost price times 100 over 1. That is the formula for calculating the percentage profit. Remember, the profit is sales price or sales value or selling price minus cost price. Now the profit has been calculated and we got 300 naira. Profit of 300 naira over how much is the cost price? Remember, I've told you the amount at which an item is bought is cost, the cost price. So it was bought for 1,500. That means the cost price of that item or of the article is 1,500 times 100 over 1. Therefore, we have the percentage profit of 300 times 100 divided by 1,500. That gives us 20%. So we have percentage profit of 20%. That is the solution to example 1. Example 1. Example 2. A fruit seller bought 5 baskets of oranges at 1,200 per basket and sold them for 1,100 per basket. Calculate the percentage loss incurred by the fruit seller. Remember, I've told you loss is incurred where the item is sold lesser than its cost. That means the amount at which it was sold is lower than the amount it was bought. So if an item is bought for 500 and it's sold for 300, that means loss of 200 naira has been incurred. So in that case, a fruit seller bought 5 baskets of oranges at 1,200 naira per basket. Solution to example 2. Example 2. Solution. How much is the cost? Cost price. Remember, I've told you the cost price is the amount it was bought. Since 5 baskets were bought, and 1 basket was bought for 1,200. That is why we have per basket. 5 baskets were bought, 1 basket was bought for 1,200. So we have 5 baskets now. We cost 5 times 1,200. The cost price of 5 baskets of oranges will be 1,200 times 5. That gives us 6,000 naira. The cost price of the 5 baskets of the oranges is 600 naira. How much was this oranges sold? I sold them for 1,200 and 1,100 naira per basket. 1 basket was sold for 1,100. So sales price or sales value or sales, let me put sales value. The amount at which it was sold. 5 baskets were sold, and each basket was sold for 1,100 naira. How much will be the total sales value of the 5 baskets of the oranges? 5 times 1,100. That gives us 5,500. This item or these oranges were sold lower than it was bought. That means losses have been incurred now. So how much is the loss? Loss will be, so we have cost price. We say loss equal to cost price minus sales price or sales value. So the cost price is 6,000 minus 5,500. So we have loss of 500 naira. So it was sold lower than it was bought. So that is why we have a loss of 500. Therefore, percentage loss, I said percentage loss equal to loss over cost price. If you look at both cases, whether it is percentage profit or percentage loss, the denominator must be cost price. You don't have selling price in any. So loss amounted to 500 over how much is the cost price? The item were bought for 600. I mean for 6,000 naira times 100 over 1. So 500 times 100 divided by 6,000. That gives us 8.3%. Therefore, percentage loss equal to 8.3%. That is the solution to example 2. On to example 3. You are to calculate the selling price. What is the selling price of the cooling fan? You were told a motor spare parts dealer buys a cooling fan for 12,000 and sells it at a loss of 7.5%. The cooling fan was sold at a loss of 7.5%. Remember, you are to calculate the selling price. Selling price, since it is sold at a loss, selling price will be equal to cost price minus loss. Cost price minus loss. I've told you where an item is sold at a loss, the cost price is greater than the selling price. That is why you have to subtract the loss from the cost price in order to get the selling price. But if it is sold at a profit, that means you have cost price plus profit. Take note of that. Now, you have to calculate the selling price. This is what you need. The cost price is always 100%. It's always 100%. Anytime percentage is involved, percentage made per 100. Cost price is always 100%. Take note of that. If cost price is 100%, and you were told it was sold at a loss of 7.5%, That means the percentage loss is 7.5%. If you subtract 7.5% from 100%, that means the selling price will be equivalent to 92.5%. So that means the selling price will be equal to 92.5% of the cost price. It's always, all your calculations should be based on the cost price. Are we given the cost price? No percentage per 100. Therefore, selling price now will be selling price equal to 92.5%, which is 92.5 over 100 times what is the cost price? The cost price of the cooling fan. We were told a motor spare parts dealer buys a cooling fan for 12,000 naira. I've told you the amount at which an item is bought is the cost price. That means the cost price is 12,000 naira. So that means the selling price will be 92.5% of 12,000 naira. So if you calculate 92.5% of 12,000, that will give us 92.5 divided by 100 times 12,000 naira. So we have 11,100. Therefore, the selling price of the item, selling price equals to 11,100 naira. This is the end of the solution to the question. In my next video, I will examine discounting, that is discount. Please make sure you drop the love emoji. Share the video with others, like it, and subscribe. Thanks for watching ZICA.